I'd like to welcome everyone to the February 14th Valentine's Day gathering of the Planning and Zoning Commission, City of Post Falls. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to everybody. Just a quick reminder, please make sure and silence your cellular device. We'll go ahead and get things rolling. Roll call, please.
Hampi?
Here.
Latham?
Yeah, here.
Davis?
Here.
Kimball?
Present.
Keen?
Here.
Wonderful. Mr. Manley, any amendments to the agenda this evening?
No, there is not.
Any ceremonies, appointments, announcements, and/or presentations?
No.
Okay. Any declaration of conflict this evening?
I have one. I have a conflict on the second new business item, so I will be recusing myself on it. And I would like, and on the first item, I don't have a conflict, but I do want to state that my company does work for Copper Basin, the applicant, but we are not working on this project in particular, to my knowledge.
I'll make that same statement. I don't have a declaration of conflict, but I've done work for Copper Basin over history, but I'm not working on any of these two projects and don't plan to. So just to make that statement clear.
Let the record show. Consent calendar. Would entertain a motion.
Yeah, item A is the minutes from the January 10th, 2017 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
Okay. That being said, anybody want to make a motion?
I was here, so I'll make a motion to approve that as presented. Looks fine.
Second.
There we go. We've got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Hampi?
Yes.
Latham?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Kimball?
Abstain.
Keen?
Yes.
So moved. Citizen issues. This section is on the agenda. It's reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission on issues that are, again, not on the agenda. Comments on issues that are planned for future meetings and agendas should be held for that specific meeting. Anyone with citizen issues this evening? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on. Unfinished old business, we have none, correct? Public hearings, none. So this will take us to item number 11, new business. So we'll go ahead and start with new business. Item A, the Cottages at Tullamore, final PUD, file number PF-16-04. Tavis, it is all yours.
All right. Good evening, Commission members. Tavis Schmidt, planner with City of Post Falls. I'm going to be presenting the Cottages at Tullamore, final PUD, case file PF-16-04. The applicant, Lake City Engineering, representing Copper Basin Construction. And the requested action tonight is the Planning and Zoning Commission is being asked to review and approve the final PUD request, including any appropriate conditions if necessary. The project is located in Tullamore at the northern end. We've got Hope Avenue going east-west along here, and Charleville Road comes here. In this aerial photo, Hope and Charleville is kind of the terminus right there. However, Charleville is under construction, heading northward along the western boundary of what's highlighted in red here, and gonna go to Killdeer, which is at the northern boundary. So for this project, it's bounded on the north with Killdeer, on the south with Hope, on the west with Charleville, and future development to the east. Project location, northeast corner of Charleville Road and Hope Avenue. The project's approximately 9.15 acres. Currently it's vacant. We got water provided by Ross Point Water District, and sewer will be through the City of Post Falls. The final PUD is going to be 2 single-family lots, each as a phase A and B. Phase A is 32 single-family detached lots, and Phase B is 31 single-family detached lots. The overall density for this final PUD is approximately 6.7 units per acre. So the extension of existing streets is Charleville Road is under construction. That's a separate project. And then some Hope Avenue. This is an overview of the final PUD plan. We've got Tract A, it's on the south, but in the picture it's on the right here. And then all the individual lots are in here with in the blocks. The space between all of the blocks is open space that will be for parking, alleys, and community walkways. And then on the north end of the project, we've got Tract B, the open space there. This is the western side is Charleville Road along here. This is the roundabout at Hope and Charleville, and then Killdeer at the northern extent of the project. This is just another representation showing more with the units sited on the lots. We've got the common parking areas, and then the alleys here for traffic circulation. And then you can see community walkways and pathways meandering and snaking through the project. According to the municipal code, there are 3 criteria that final PUDs have to meet in order to be approved. The first one is that the final PUD can exist as an independent unit, and any individual phases of such development conforms to the overall density and use as approved in the preliminary PUD. So this final PUD is independent and it can stand on its own. It's being done in 2 phases, and it does conform with the overall density of the preliminary Tullamore PUD. The second criteria is any exception from standard district requirements is warranted by merits of design and amenities incorporated in the final development plan, and it's in accordance with the approved preliminary PUD. This final PUD is in accordance with the preliminary PUD. The third and final criteria is that existing and proposed utility services are adequate for the uses proposed, and all utilities have been stated to be adequate for the proposed development. We did receive some comments from Kootenai Fire. They wanted some clarity on the responsibility for snow removal on the community walkways, and they wanted to have kind of final approval of the addressing and any related signage prior to platting. So within the staff report, we attached those to items 5 and 7 of the conditions, and the additional language is highlighted in red here. So with 5, it's the HOA will be responsible to maintain all community walkways free and clear of snow and ice in tracks A and B. And then with item 7, just addressing and signage plan to be reviewed and approved by the fire marshal prior to platting. Are there any questions on this project?
So Tavis, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mark.
The alleys are private property that are controlled by the HOA or the CCNRs or whatever?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Tavis, can you explain to us why the requirement to keep the walkways clear? Is that a fire code thing?
The fire department says that, like in this winter, they've had some difficulties when they've had to wheel a gurney across walkways, and it hasn't been kept up. There's compacted snow and ice. It makes it really difficult. And in the middle of the project, we've got these, like for instance, these row of homes and these homes, they front each other with the walkway, but the alleys are where the vehicle access is. So you've got vehicle access coming into the garage off the alleys here. So if there was an emergency service at like this lot 2 right here, they would come down, have to park here with their emergency services vehicles, and then walk down the walkway coming into the front door of Unit 2. If that's not kept up, or portions of it are not kept up, they just have a hard time accessing it, and they don't want to have to drive, find the unit, then go back in their truck, come down the alley, and figure out which it is, and things.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Time for the applicant, Mr. Dittman.
Excuse me, this is a new business?
Oh, it is new business.
It's a new business, so that it's not a public hearing.
You're absolutely right. I'm so used to being public hearing. Fair enough. I was ready to go. I was waiting for the address, the whole works. Okay. Any other comment? being new business, then I guess at this point we would entertain a motion.
Correct.
Sure. Let's see.
Okay, I will move to approve the cottages at Tullamore Final PUD PF-16-04, adopting the findings and conclusions and conditions 1 through 10, as well as the additions to number 5 and 7 as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call?
Hampi,
Yes.
Latham,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Kimball,
Yes.
Keen.
Yes.
So moved. Which brings us to new business. Second piece, Tullamore Place Final PUD, file number PF-16-03. Tavis, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening again, Commission members. Tavis Schmidt, City of Post Falls Planning. This is Tullamore Place, Final PUD, case file PF-16-03. Again, the applicant's Lake City Engineering, representing Copper Basin Construction, and the Planning and Zoning Commission is being asked to review and approve the final PUD request, including appropriate conditions. This project is located a little bit farther to the north than the last one. On the southern boundary, it's Killdeer, and it's not bounded on the north by a road, but on the west, it will be Charleville. Charleville is going to be constructed to kind of go like this along the west, and then ultimately connect to Prairie at the right in this area, right there. So the location of this project is the northeast corner of Charleville Road and Killdeer Avenue. It's approximately 10 acres. Currently it's vacant land. The water is served by Ross Point Water District, and the sewer is through the City of Post Falls. This final PUD is 2 multifamily lots in each of a phase 1 and 2. Phase 1 has 6 buildings with 120 apartments. Phase 2 is 4 buildings with 80 apartments. The overall density for both phases together is approximately 20 units per acre. The extension of existing streets will be Charleville Road connecting northward to Prairie Avenue, and then Killdeer Avenue will be constructed to the eastern limits of the project. This is a breakdown of the multifamily projects within the Tullamore area, Tullamore PUD, for just to show the units and the overall density. So we had Tullamore Commons, a little over 4 acres with 50 units for 11.82 dwelling units per acre. This proposed Tullamore Place right here is like that. So we're getting an overall acres units for an overall density of just a hair over 15 dwelling units per acre. And that's just with the completed and then this proposed new project. This shows the final PUD plan. We've got Charleville Road going on the western boundary connecting to Prairie. We've got Killdeer Avenue that will go to the eastern extent of the project right here. This also, you can see this gray line in the middle, that's approximately in the middle. That's just separating the phase 1 on the western side to phase 2 on the eastern side. This is just a little bit closer representation of the proposed final PUD. We've got the 6 buildings in phase 1 with a community building here, parking lots, some open space. And then phase 2, we've got the 4 buildings for that and another community building for that phase. In municipal code policies, 3 criteria for approving a final PUD. The first one is, can the final PUD exist as an independent unit? In individual phases of any development conforms to the overall density as approved in the preliminary PUD. And the overall final PUD is independent and it stands on its own with 2 phases, and it conforms to the overall density of the preliminary PUD. Number 2, any exception from standard district requirements is warranted by design and amenities incorporated in the final development plan, and it's in accordance with the approved preliminary PUD. This final PUD is in accordance with the approved preliminary PUD. Number 3, the existing and proposed utility services are adequate for the uses proposed, and all utilities have been stated to be adequate for the proposed development. This is a copy of the original Tullamore preliminary PUD approval. With, excuse me, we've got Prairie at the north, we got Pole Line at the south, Charleville is bisecting in the middle here. We've got, this is Hope here, and we've got Killdeer in this area. So we've got all the single family over here on the western boundary, and we've got some multifamily in here, and some smaller like row houses, detached single families along here. We've got the cottages that we just heard in this area. And then, so this project is to be up in this area here. So this is just showing that it's, that this project is in conformance with the original preliminary PUD. Some of the, road alignments have changed a little bit, and minor changes like that, but it's still in conformance with the approved preliminary PUD. Are there any comments or questions regarding this final PUD?
Warren, anyone?
I just have one question. The Charlottesville Road, will that be punched all the way through to Prairie Avenue at phase 1 of the apartments?
It's
Will it stop
so-
at the north property line at that time?
It will go all the way to Prairie, but it's a separate project, but it will be completed prior to this project being completed.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Is the eventual plan for Killdeer to go all the way through to 41?
Let me go back here. So going on the approved preliminary PUD, Killdeer will go, and then this is a commercial component that is yet to be developed. This is Highway 41 on the very eastern side here. So it looks like Killdeer at this time is going to go here and then connect to other roads that are going to circulate through and around the future commercial development.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, Tavis, thank you so much. No other comments or questions? I'd entertain a motion.
I would move that the Tullamore Place final PUD file number PF 16-03 be approved as it's met all of the conditions set forth.
Okay. You have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call.
Hampi,
Yes.
Latham,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Keen,
Yes.
So moved. Staff comments.
There is none.
No staff comments. Commission comments. Anything for the good of the order?
No.
Thanks for keeping it short and sweet.
I was going to say, I tried to turn it into a public hearing, but it just didn't work out. So I guess with that being said, we'll go ahead and adjourn.
So moved.
All right.
Maybe next month.